Hello everyone, my name is Gail, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that I know is really interesting for a lot of you, which is sleep and autism. So we know that sleep disorders and sleep difficulties are really common for people on the spectrum. So reports of as many as 50 to 80% of people diagnosed with autism will experience sleep difficulties, and these can range from things like daytime sleepiness to bedtime resistance to nightmares or sleepwalking. And so we know that this is a really important topic because it has a really significant functional impact. It can impact on an individual's quality of life and have a widespread impact on the family's quality of life as well. So we know a lot about the prevalence and the incidence of these sorts of difficulties, but we don't know as much about the clinical associated features of sleep difficulties in autism. So the purpose of today's study that we've linked you to is to look at the relationship between sleep difficulties in autism and other clinical features. And so the researchers in this study looked at data from the Australian Autism Biobank, which is a very large national biobanking study that we played a part in as well. And the researchers looked at data from just under 1,000 children on the spectrum, as well as a smaller number of their siblings and some unrelated children who didn't have a diagnosis of autism. So unsurprisingly, the researchers found that there were significant differences in sleep difficulties for children on the spectrum. But interestingly, they found that about 3/4 of children actually exceeded the clinical cutoff for sleep difficulties as rated by their parents. They also found some sex differences as well. So female children were rated as having more difficulties than male children, and a few differences with age. But really interestingly, they found that sleep difficulties for children on the spectrum were associated with poor adaptive behaviour, so those functional everyday living skills, as well as sensory related difficulties. Now, these are really interesting and important findings. They tell us that there are some nuances to sleep difficulties for children on the spectrum, and they tell us that there may be subgroups of children who would warrant for more personalised interventions to help support their sleep difficulties as well as improve quality of life.